more controversial, what we're doing is we're having multiple, that's independent and illusory because they are interpretational, interpretations of what we think is reality. And that goes for all other animals. So let's deal now with some specific senses, and we'll start off with the biggest one in many ways, which is touch. We have over 50 square feet of skin, millions of touch receptors in it, and these are the ones I've already mentioned to you, the mechanoreceptors, which are sensing pressure on the skin. But we've also got specialized receptors in the skin for heat, for cold, for pain, for itching, as well as for pressure, but I'm not going to talk about those. The body pressure, the touch receptors, the sense of touch as we know it, actually owes a lot to understanding from Wilder Penfield here, a surgeon, who first, with the human brain, actually electrically stimulated parts of the brain to find out that you could create what are called, in this case, somatotopic maps, touch maps, which could show that if you stimulated a part of the brain, you would get a sensation of touch in a particular part of your body. Or for that matter, it would move, because another area of the brain right next to it is controlling motor responses. And he was able to map out, and this has been done in lots of species, the representation of the different body organs along this narrow strip, you can see in the green here, in the human brain of somatosensory cortex. And you can see here we have the tongue, jaw, huge amounts for the face, big for the hand, and for the genitals. You notice, in fact, that it's the face, the tongue, and the hand and the genitals that are considerably more represented in this area than the whole of the major of the rest of our bodies. And this is because these are our most sensitive organs. And indeed, as far as the brain is concerned, if we actually translated that into what the brain thinks, at least the brain touch system thinks we look like, then that's what we look like. This is the so-called homunculus with huge great lips and tongue and hands and genitals. Okay? So hopefully we don't feel we look like that when we look at each other or look at ourselves in the mirror. Now, all of the sensory systems, and touch particularly, you're not just sort of fixed in concrete. You can change the representation in the brain of a particular body part. And one example of this, an experimental one, is, whoops, let's go back now, is this example where a monkey here has repeatedly been using its second digit in a behavioral task. And this has resulted in the normal representation of this second digit here is fairly similar to the other